So, in the beginning of the story, we see a boy who was looking for his brother. He comes to a party looking for him, where everyone was having a lot of fun. But someone tells him that his brother is in the room upstairs. When the boy goes to the room upstairs, he sees that his brother was in a bad condition, and he was talking weird about his dad. Hearing this, the boy gets scared because his dad had died many years since he killed his brother. He brought his brother down. Then his brother attacks him with a knife, and then later he killed himself. Now in the story, we see a 17-year-old girl named Mia, who was with her relatives after her mother's death. There was also Mia's dad there. Seeing him, it seemed that Mia's relationship with his dad was not good at all. Then she gets a call from her friend's brother, who is a football player. He is a very good player. She drives her car in a very fun way. Then on the way, a kangaroo suddenly comes and lies down in a wounded state in front of her car. Mia repeatedly takes her car to that kangaroo, but stops her car. She did not want to kill that kangaroo, so they both left that kangaroo there and went ahead. She brings Abrieli to her house, where she also meets her friend Jade. Here is shown Mia's friend Jade. Jade was with her friend, who was also a friend of Mia's. But now Mia doesn't care about these things. She used to ignore this and love Jade a lot. Now Mia shows Jade a video in which a girl had big black eyes. It seemed like a devil was controlling her. Then her friend comes there. Tonight all of them had to go to their friend's party. Now they tell her that she has to shake hands with this hand and say, "Talk to me." Then all the lights are turned off. When Mia does this, that statue shakes her hand. Then she sees an old man sitting in front of her. She was very scared to see this and takes her hand away from that hand. But at the request of her friends, she starts this game again, and again she shakes her hands and says, "I let you in." Meaning, if there was any bad power in this game, Mia was allowing it to come inside. She now looks at her brother-in-law Riley in front of her and says, "He is standing behind you, he likes you." Hearing this, Riley was getting nervous because he was sitting in the middle of his friends. He thinks, who could be behind him? Mia's eyes were blackened. She tells Riley to run away from here. Just then, the 90 seconds were up. Mia's friends separate her hand from that strange hand. The candle was also extinguished. Mia came to her senses. What happened to Mia? We will know this in the story. At night, Riley was unable to sleep after thinking about Mia. He is very scared in the room alone. That's why he goes to his sister Jade's room. But she also refuses to let him sleep with her. That's why he goes to the lounge and lies down in the lounge near Lady Mia, who stayed at their house tonight. Mia tells Riley about her dream, who always used to come to her. She says, "I see in my dream that I am standing in front of a mirror, but I can't see my reflection in it." Then they talk about the game. Mia tells how she felt at that time, that as if I am floating in the air. Now while listening to this, Riley falls asleep. Mia takes her phone from her hand and puts it aside, and she waves her hand on her head with love. When she was doing this, we see her hand, which seemed to be of some strange evil power. He was possessed by a demon. Mia had that demon inside her, which came inside her during the game. Mia was possessed after playing that game. All her friends were at her house at night. Her mother tells her children, "Stay away from alcohol and drugs." Saying this, she left the house. Now Mia asks her friend about that hand. What is the story behind it? He says, "I don't know much about it. But yes, it is said about this hand that it was cut from a medium's body." Medium means the one who can talk to the ghostly souls. This was done so that humans can stay connected to the world of souls. This hand is the way to the world of souls. Now everyone here plays the game with the same hand. And everyone was making videos of each other. Everyone was enjoying doing this. But Jade never plays this game. Here Riley also says to play this game. But Jade refuses and goes out. Now when Jade goes out, Mia allows Riley to play the game. Mia was possessed by the devil. So whatever the devil was telling her to think or speak, she was doing it. Riley now starts that game and he holds his hand. "I let you in," says Riley. Riley now starts the game and he holds his hand and says, "I let you in." Similarly, Mia's mother's soul enters her, who started talking to Mia. But by then, the time was up which all the friends had given Riley to play the game. But Mia felt her mother's soul. She could hear her voice. But then, from the world of those souls, the devil who likes Riley comes inside her. In the beginning of the story, Mia told Riley that he is standing behind you. Now that demon was inside Riley. Then Riley hits his head on the table. After a while, the police came there and started questioning Riley. She was in a very bad condition, so she is taken to the hospital. After all this, when Mia reaches home at night, she is afraid and tries to talk to her. But she went to her room and doesn't talk to her dad. Then after a while, she goes to the hospital where Riley was admitted. Now she knew that she had to go to the hospital and face Riley's family because she gave her permission to play the game. Jade gets very angry at him. She said, "How dare you? My brother is in this condition because of you." After hearing this, Mia was very sad, and she comes home with her brother's friend. But tonight she didn't want to stay alone at home. That's why she tells her brother's friend to stay at home. She was very fed up with all this. Mia comes home and lies on the bed, and she was watching her mom's video when she saw her mom in her dream. When she saw her mom's eyes opening, she saw her hands bleeding. She was very scared to see this, but it was also her dream. She feels that there is someone else in her room. When she goes to see her friend Jeet, who came home with her, and gets shocked. On the other hand, when Jade and his mom were cleaning Riley in the bathroom, Riley bites Jade's hand and laughs loudly and hits his head on the wall again. The devil was repeatedly making Mion realize that Riley is in a lot of pain, so you free her from her pain, that is, kill her. Mion talks to all her friends about all this. Then she goes to the same girl whom we saw at the beginning of the story. She was thinking that maybe something was left incomplete in the game that day. When Riley was playing that game, she hit her head on the table. That's why everything got stuck in it and she forgot to extinguish that candle. That's when the devil came into the real world and now he is inside Riley. They now give that evil hand to Riley's hand. But nothing happens. Mia thinks that if Riley is not saying anything, then maybe he is dead. That's why she now joins her hand with that hand and says, "Talk to me, Riley. I want to talk to Riley." Then the little girl comes in front of her. She was saying, "I let you in." Then Mia went to the world of the spirits. She sees Riley there. The devil had badly controlled her. Seeing this, she was very scared. And crying, she comes back to her world. Now she had come to her house, where her dad was waiting for her. As soon as Mia came, she read her mom's letter in which it was written, "My dear husband and Mia, today I am very happy. Today is a very good day for me. I hope you will also be very good. I am not in pain at all now." Hearing these words, Mia hugs her dad. Then from a distance, Mia hears the voice of her mom's soul. She said, "I am in pain, you come to my house." Now she left Riley alone and went to meet her husband. But what she did was, she was in the hospital parking which was watching her husband while going. This means that the devil was still inside her husband, who called her husband to her house by mistake, so that she can make Riley meet her husband. Now, Riley was brought to the road by her husband, by making her sit on the wheelchair. On the other side, her husband was reaching her husband's house and was calling her again and again. Now, when Riley does not answer her call, she was calling her husband repeatedly. When her husband doesn't answer her call, she goes inside her house and sees that her father is lying in the blood. Seeing this, the brother-in-law understood everything. She calls her mother and tells her about her husband. And now she reaches the hospital as soon as possible. She sees that her husband was taking Riley on a wheelchair in the middle of the road. Her husband was thinking in his heart whether he should kill Riley or not, just like she thought about Kangaroo, which we saw in the beginning of the story. Then the devil comes in the form of Mia's mom, who was repeatedly trying to kill Riley. Then Mia jumps in front of the car instead of throwing Riley. But Jade saved her. Now she was in the hospital in a wounded condition, where she sees herself in the mirror, so she can't see her reflection, and she becomes unconscious. That means this hand was about to play a game with someone else. It was clear that Mia put her life in danger to save Riley. No one knew who had that hand, and with this, the story of this film also ends here.